Hi, and welcome to That's Gaming DK. My name is Klaus, and in this video we're gonna take a look at one of the best games of all time, even though we are looking at the smaller version. Of course, I'm talking about Gloomhaven, and more specifically, we're talking about Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. But before we go over to the table and crack this box open to see the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It is highly appreciated. So here we're at the table, and I have just flipped the box around because else I can't have it on the camera when I'm on the small table. It says here Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, a fully cooperative fantasy campaign adventure, and I'm just gonna flip the box. This is quite a big box, as you could probably also see from the intro video. So it has won a lot of different awards, both this and of course the full game of Gloomhaven. So it says here, you are a member of Jaws of the Lion, one of the most infamous mercenary groups in the rundown backwater. When a sinister cabal starts disappearing the less fortunate of the city, it somehow falls to you to get to the bottom of it, so long as you get paid for your trouble. So it is a bit hard to read due to light and camera, but that's what it says. It says false rating to the action and story with the included 20-page comic book by SourcePoint Press. Out here we have the 4 playable characters. So we have the Demolitionist, Hatchet, here I get Redguard, and the Void Warden. So here it describes what as, and you said you don't need anyone to prepare the campaign or control the monster, just open the box and start playing together. We can see images of all the content, which we're also going to see in just a moment. And down here we can see it has 2 scenario books, including 25 scenarios, a learn to play guide and rulebook, 4 playable minis, each with their own decks and character sheets, 16 unique monsters, each with standees and decks, a city map with stickers, 20 plus event cards, 100 plus tokens, and extra content to be revealed as you play. It also says down here, which you can't see, that is for 1 to 4 players. It has a 30-minute per player playtime per scenario, and it's for age 14 and up. And there is an official learn to play video by Watch It Played, which is actually really good. The game is published by Cephalofair Games, and it can be played as a standalone game or as an expansion to Gloomhaven. But let's get this big box open and see what we actually have inside. So I'm just going to make a small insertion here. Also, this box is a lot easier to store than the full game of Gloomhaven, if any of you own it or have seen the box in a store. So let me see if I can get this open on camera without hitting any of my stuff here. Probably gonna be hard. So first we have here the audio narration, fully voice acted with composed music and effects to enhance your gaming immersion. Can be found on the App Store. I was actually not aware of that, we have not played with that. And here we have a small advertisement for the removal sticker set and map, so that you can replay the game, because the map and stickers that is included in this box is one-time use only. We're probably gonna sometime look into the sticker set as well on the channel. Then we have a welcome to Gloomhaven. Let me just see if I can fix the light on the camera. That should be better. So it says welcome to Gloomhaven. Stop, read this before I do anything else, and this is because there is a lot of setup that needs to be done for this game. I will not go over it. That is for you yourself to find out if you go get this game. Just be aware that there is some setup required when you take everything out of the box, and you need to read all of this. There's also instructions on what not to open, and what you can open, and what you need to punch out from the cardboard. Then we have the comic book, Gloomhaven, a hole in the wall. Here we can see the wormlings coming out. And this is an introduction comic book, giving you the story up until the game actually starts. Then we have the learn to play guide, and this is actually a really good guide. So one of the big problems with Gloomhaven is actually how hard it is to learn the game and how many rules there is. This learn to play guide will take you through all the rules in 5 simple scenarios, adding more and more rules and more steps to each scenario, so that by the end of the 5th scenario you know all the rules and can play the rest of the game with the full rule set. And it is... There's some small exceptions, but else it is more or less the full rule set that you also use in normal Gloomhaven. There's been some corrections in Jaws of Lion that's not part of Gloomhaven, but they are minor. So if we just go through here, it will show what you need to set up. It will tell you how to find the first scenario, and it is gonna tell you how to set up that scenario and the different rules that you need to know for each step of the simple game. And it will, as I said, get more and more advanced all the way to end of scenario 5 in this book. Alternatively, go watch the videos that has been made by Watch to Play. They go through these 5 scenarios as well, and it's really well done. Then we have the glossary with all the keywords and all the rules for easy lookup. So if you ever in doubt of what to do or what a specific thing means, you can look it up in this booklet, like what are the different attack modifier cards, what should be on the character mat, how does experience work, what about doors, inert elements, etc. And as you can probably see, this is just a glossary, and that is 31 pages. And this is some indexes. I'm not going to show you these, but it's treasure indexes. And here we have some advanced monster movement diagrams, as that is probably the most complex thing about this game. That is to find out how a monster will dictate its focus and who it's going to attack and how. Then we have the supplemental scenario book, which, let me just see, we can take this page here, as that is from one of the introduction scenarios, have additional maps. So the way that the game works is that instead of having tiles like you have in normal Gloomhaven, you actually have these books that you play on that have all the information directly on them. And this supplemental book has additional maps and addition to the maps in the primary scenario book, which we have here, which is quite a big book. This has all 25 scenarios. It is printed on hard cardstock, and if we open it up, we can see that here we have the map for the first scenario, and we have the introduction, text, special rules, and conclusion, as well as awards on directly on the pages. And this goes on for each of the different scenarios in the game. Really neatly done. Then comes all the cardboard. So here we have the coin tokens, we have the damage tokens, we have traps. If you have seen Gloomhaven or played Gloomhaven, a lot of these is probably looking pretty well known to you. We have these gas and poison over here. We have the 6 elements for magic. We have a bit of Standees. We have the different condition tokens, the treasure tokens, and the trap tokens again. And then we have all the Standees that is used during the game. So we have the giant viper, we have wormlings, we have giant rat, we have some boss tokens as well. Then come some more tokens and the magic board where you track the 6 different elements. More monster tokens. Then we have a new addition compared to Gloomhaven, which are these initiative trackers. So in normal Gloomhaven you would have to track initiative by yourself or have some kind of third part accessory. But here you actually get these tokens here that allows you to order these tokens in the right initiative order, so that you know whose turn it is next. We have the rubble for destroy obstacles, and we have these activation tokens used for open doors and specific triggers. Then come the stickers we have here. Not gonna show you a lot of these because they are being shown during the game. And then we have the hard cardboard tile showing the city of Gloomhaven, and this is where you will go in and identify where each of the missions are. And there is a way that you can then mark which scenarios you have completed, so that you have track on all of it, because there is some side quests in this game just like the normal game. A really cool other thing is these trackers here to track your health and your experience gained during the game. Really neat, really good, easy to use. You just turn them around And of course we have one for each player. This is a 4-player game. Then we have all the characters over here. We have this tray to keep all your cardboard tokens in for easy access during the game. We have the miniatures, and we have some special boxes we're not allowed to open. I don't know what these contains at all. We have all the stands for the different monsters. We have the different attack cards, ability cards for all the different monsters in here. An example here is Screaming Shot. Then we have the actual monster cards here with the different levels. So this has level 0, 1, 2 and 3, and it states all the stuff that you need to know to be able to use them in the game. We have a lot of plastic bags to order to sort everything out when it has been punched out and opened. We have some divider cards here, monster attack modifiers and curse and bless that you can use to store everything over here. We also have this encountered events and new events to keep track on which events, city events you already seen and completed. Same goes for unavailable items and available items as you unlock new items for the market. And then we have the monster envelopes that you probably know from the base game or have seen on other channels, where you put down the monster card here, and then it shows only the stuff for the level of monster you are, and then you can track here. So we have one that goes to 6, and we have a couple that goes to 10, and you will place damage tokens and condition markers down here to track what each monster have acquired during the game. Up over here we have the city events, not going to show you these. We have the battle goals that you use before each scenario. We have all the items for the market, and we have the attack modifier deck for the monsters. Up here we have the 4 starting characters with all the cards, and we can open one of these because these are just your starting characters, not unlockable characters, and you are gonna see these in how to play videos anyway. So first off, we have a hard cardstock here with the text describing the character. Then we have the actual character sheet, you can say, not character sheet but character play here, saying the maximum hand size, which conditions you have you can place down here, and the health that you have for each level, as well as your discard and lost piles, active cards and items. Then we have the actual character sheets used to track your progression through the game, and it seems like we get quite a few sheets actually with the game. We have the character specific tokens. We have card packs that you're not allowed to open until level 5. These are upgrade cards for your deck. We have a reference card with all the different conditions, one for each player, and we have all the decks that you use as that character. Then we have the basic attack modifier decks, which are equal for everyone. It's a 20 card size deck. And then we have upgrade decks for attack modifiers based on the perks that you can get by leveling up. And of course we have one of these big boxes for every single character. These are the miniatures, so these we can open if we want to see. So the quality are actually quite nice on these miniatures. As I said in the introduction, we have played this game already and really like it. Definitely gonna play it again. And this is my personal copy. So here we have Hatchet. So decent size miniatures. A lot of details if you want to paint them. And be aware that you only have miniatures for your characters. Everything else is cardboard standees. But that is all the content of this box, which is quite a big game. So you will play between 13 to 17, 18 different scenarios, each taking 1 to 2 hours based on the number of players, and it is a fantastic game. So there we have it. That was all the content of the box for Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. There is a lot of stuff in a pretty small box, and this is definitely a really good introduction to the full Gloomhaven and a really optimized version. The whole removal of the cardboard tiles and just replacement with booklets is really easing up on the whole setting up that can take a lot of time, and also the price point for this version is a lot easier to commit to than the full Gloomhaven game. We would definitely recommend everybody interested in the Gloomhaven universe starting with this box, and we have played through it and is loving it. This is my personal copy that I just showed you, and it is definitely gonna be played a lot of times still. As always, if you have any comments, please write them in the comment section below. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.